In this video, we're going to be talking about the announcements and news from D23 that I'm most excited about. And for me, there is plenty to be excited about. If you're new to the channel, my name's Eric, and each week I post some of my Disney adventures or restaurant reviews from Disneyland, Walt Disney World, and the Disney Cruise Line. So, if you haven't subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe because each week I have great tips, tricks, reviews, and lots of fun coming your way. But this week, let's dive into the D23 news. So the first announcement that they let out with about Disneyland was about an all-new parade coming in spring 2020. And this parade's name is Magic Happens. This is going to be replacing the Soundsational parade, and it sounds pretty great. Disney's official statement says, "Magic Happens reminds us we don't need wings to fly, shooting stars were made to wish upon, and magic doesn't stop at midnight." So far we know that Mickey, Minnie, and their pals will be in the parade, along with a float from Moana, Coco, and Sleeping Beauty. Overall, this parade looks really fun, and they had a catchy theme song to go with it, so I'm really excited. And I love when they pull in some of the old Disney classics like Sleeping Beauty, but also mix it in with new things like Coco and Moana, so I'm really excited about that one. Also coming to Disneyland, we finally received more information about Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railroad, and this is coming to Toontown in 2022, so this is a ways away for Disneyland, but also it's coming to Walt Disney World in 2020. We finally got a look at what the ride's entrance will look like in Toontown, and one really positive thing about this is that Toontown will be receiving some love and upkeep, which it often seems like it's forgotten about in the back of the park. We also got a peek at the queue and what it will look like, and it seems like a really fun area where they are pulling in classic cartoon props from a variety of Disney cartoons. So this attraction starts at the El Capitan Theater, where Mickey and Minnie are getting ready to show a new cartoon, The Perfect Picnic. And my guess is Goofy or someone does something and things start to go terribly wrong and we get to be in the middle of it. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. They also gave some images of the inside of the attraction in Florida, and as you can see, it is using both practical set pieces and projections. So I think this attraction looks very promising and I can't wait for it to come to Disneyland. And I also think it's pretty cool that they are adding something to Toontown, because for so long there's been rumors saying, oh, surely that will get swallowed up for Star Wars, oh, surely that will get swallowed up for Fantasyland, but it looks like Toontown is going to stay a while, and I'm glad about that because I think it's a fun area to see Mickey and Minnie, and Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin is awesome, so I'm excited for it to get some new life in that back area of the park. And before we talk about the biggest announcements for Disneyland, which I'm very excited about, let's talk a little bit about the huge changes coming to Epcot. Epcot has been going through a multi-year transformation, and many in the fan community have been wondering what direction the park will actually be going. But we have some more information that is painting a clearer picture, and instead of just Future World and World Showcase, the park will now be broken into 4 areas. World Celebration, World Discovery, and World Nature are going to replace what is Future World at this time, and World Showcase will remain as is. These new areas should be more timeless than the challenge of keeping Future World always ahead of its time. In World Celebration, Disney is going to be building this new beautiful pavilion with gardens on top, and this is going to act as the home base of the many festivals they have throughout the year. Spaceship Earth will also be getting updated to focus not so much on technology and innovation, but on storytelling through the ages. And while they didn't say it, it seems like they might be incorporating Disney characters because one of the images looks oddly like Moana and a glowing stingray in the sky, so we'll have to see on that. Speaking of Moana, at the World of Nature, they will be creating a new area called Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, where you will be able to interact with what Disney is calling magical living water. And over at World Discovery, I'm very excited about the new Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This coaster will be Disney's first with a backwards launch, so it sounds pretty wild. Plus the new restaurant Space 220 will make it seem like you are dining 220 miles above the Earth, with beautiful views of the Earth down below. They also announced several updates to existing attractions in World Showcase, which the audience seemed pretty excited for, but the things I'm most excited for are some of the new attractions coming. Like Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which will open in the summer of 2020, and the big surprise was a whole new area of the United Kingdom Pavilion for a Mary Poppins attraction. They didn't give us real specifics if it's going to be more of a meet and greet or an actual attraction, but more Mary Poppins in the park is definitely a good thing, so I'm very excited about that. Plus, I'm excited to see the new nighttime spectacular, Harmonious. They are saying this will be the largest nighttime spectacular ever created for a Disney park. It will focus on Disney music and how it impacts and interacts with cultures all around the world. Overall, I'm very excited for these changes. I know it can be hard for Disney fans to see some of their favorite parts of a park change, but for me, my first visit to Epcot was just a year ago, and I think I was most excited to visit that park, but because I didn't have the nostalgic memories of some of the areas, Epcot kind of felt like it was lacking and a little bare. So while I love things like Spaceship Earth and Living with the Land, I'll be excited for some new additions to bring more life to that park. One other addition I'll quickly talk about for Walt Disney World is they talked about the Star Wars hotel that will be added. And one of the smart things they're doing with this is, because it is going to be a very interactive kind of role-playing situation, is that much like a cruise, everyone will get on at the same time. So you'll board, everyone in the hotel is going to come on for the same 2 days. So it's not, oh, I'm staying 5 days, I'm staying 3 days, I'm staying 2 days. You're all having kind of this experience together where first you all board, and then you'll disembark. You'll have a day where you get to go over to Hollywood Studios to go to Batuu. So it does sound like they're really thinking it out, making it cool. For me, I'm guessing the price will be out of my range, but also I don't do well at like those murder mystery dinners because I take it all too real and I start to get stressed out. So the thought of having Kylo Ren or stormtroopers interrupting my 2-day vacation seems a little bit more stressful. And while I definitely love spending hours in Batuu, having 48 hours nonstop Star Wars, it might be a little intense for me. But it looks like they're doing very awesome things there. So more details are to come on that, but it sounds like the ultimate Star Wars experience if you love Star Wars. So that's something to be excited about too. And speaking of cruises, they also announced the name of the new Disney cruise ship, which I was very excited to hear, and it is the Disney Wish, which is a great name. It goes along with the dream, fantasy, magic, wonder. So it goes along with those things. They also showed an artist rendition of the inside of the atrium for the new ship, and it's similar to what Disney has done in the past, but kind of reimagined in a new kind of more whimsical way, and that looked very cool. The thing I'm most excited about dealing with the cruise ships is, just as they've had Castaway Cay in the past as Disney's private island, they've worked with the Bahamas, and they now have another island, another area on an island, Lighthouse Point, which they are going to begin to develop and turn it into another Disney port. So that's going to be very awesome. And what makes it even better is the Imagineer in charge of this project is Joe Rohde, and he was the one who has been in charge of things like Animal Kingdom and also Alani. He loves to take the different cultures and those things and bring them all in. So I'm very, very excited to see what he does to bring in the natural beauty of that island, but also the culture of the Bahamas, and bring those things together. It sounds like it's not going to just be a repeat of Castaway Cay, which I would love because it's amazing. But it sounds like it's going to be another beautiful experience where I definitely want to have a stop and a port day there at Lighthouse Point. And of course, no word on when this is going to open yet, but it looks amazing. Now, lastly, let's talk about what's coming to Disney's California Adventure. We've known for some time that superheroes, Avengers, Spider-Man were coming to California Adventure in bigger ways. And we've known for a while that it was a Spider-Man attraction that would be opening next year. But we didn't have much details beyond that. But I was very excited that they got more specific with the Spider-Man attraction and even announced more things with the Avengers Campus. So first, the Worldwide Engineering Brigade, also known as WEB, will be where the Spider-Man attraction takes place. Guests will be invited to try out a new web slinger vehicle that WEB has created. This vehicle makes it so you, yourself, can shoot webs. But another invention that Spider-Man's been working on, Spider-Bots, get out of hand, and you have to work with Spider-Man to save the day. This attraction looks pretty awesome. It's fun that it looks like it's going to be a family attraction, but also have some pretty cool technology in there to make you feel like you're shooting those webs. So I'm very excited about this one. But it doesn't end there. From Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're going to have the PIM Test Kitchen, where PIM technology will be used to make food larger and also smaller. So I can just imagine that foodies are going to have a lot of fun and a lot of Instagram-worthy moments with this, whether they make some really cute, adorable little food items that look smaller than normal, or some things that look larger than normal, where you're just diving into something bigger than it normally would be. I'm excited about that. And they also said that with that, Ant-Man and the Wasp, for the first time, will be meeting guests in the park. So that's very exciting. Doctor Strange will also have a special area where he will help people learn the mystic arts. Another interesting thing is, in a lot of this concept art, they have been showing Avengers on the rooftops and swinging around and doing things, so that could just be, something fun to add to the concept art. I am still hoping that there will be some area entertainment where maybe a show during the afternoon or something where there's a fight going on or the Avengers saving the day. But then something very interesting, this one building that has been in some of the concept art, and people were thinking, oh, maybe it's a meet and greet, maybe it's another store location. but we finally got confirmation what it is because Disney's been kind of hiding something as they try and work it out. And this is what I'm most excited about. This building is going to be used as the entrance to a large e-ticket Avengers attraction. And there's been rumors that the Imagineers were working on this, but it just wasn't quite coming out right, and they were trying different technology. Early on there were rumors like maybe it will be the Tron light cycle technology used here. So it's like your Captain America on a motorcycle or things like that. But finally we got a sneak peek of it. It still doesn't give us much. What we do know is you get on a Quinjet and you're headed to see Wakanda. But along the way something happens where a battle breaks out and you are in the middle of it. Once again, we don't know exactly what technology will be used on this, and they weren't very clear. But look at those people flying in those chairs! Whatever the case is, it looks like you will be in a jet at one point, but then it's going to feel like you're either breaking off or on your own going through the middle of this battle, and that looks pretty epic. And the other thing to get really excited about is look at all these characters involved here. You have Iron Man, you have Captain Marvel, you have the Hulk, you have Thor. I was worried because they hadn't announced anything about Captain America, and you know how I feel about Captain America, but if you look, he is also in this concept art, so I'm holding them to that, but it looks pretty awesome. And so yes, I'm way excited about it. As you can see underneath my shirt, I had to be wearing this with all the Avengers on there because this is going to be the ultimate Avengers assembling experience. They didn't give a date on when this is coming out, and I think that's the case with many of these things. They didn't want people pushing off vacations far into the future just because they were saying, oh, well, in another year, this is coming out, in another year down the road, this. Because I think they saw some of that with Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, that people have been waiting for Rise of the Resistance to open, which they also showed some footage of that. And I'm not going to share that because I don't want to share any spoilers, but it is looking amazing. So I think they didn't give us the date on that, but I'll be interested to see when it comes out because Spider-Man will be opening in 2020. And then in 2022, we are going to have Mickey's Runaway Railroad. So I'm wondering if they can get this new e-ticket ready by 2021 or if it will be out more for 2023. Whatever the case is, they say it is coming. It will be in phase 2 of this land and looks totally awesome. But once again, I am wondering, what is going on with this attraction that people are flying around in those seats? It looks totally awesome. So I'm very excited about that, clearly. But I want to hear from you guys. What are you most excited about from D23? This was just about the parks. There was plenty of other news about great things coming to Disney+. Even Lizzie McGuire's coming back. Great things about the movies coming with Star Wars, Frozen. So many good things are coming our way. But what are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. Thank you for watching, and have a very magical day. Bye.